started.
Oh, pawns win. Okay, let's see. I did d4 last time, so let's do e4. See what pawns win has to say. e4, e5. Maybe we'll get a Ruy Lopez here. Yeah, I haven't played one of these. Let's see what he's got. Instead of the Italian game, I'll go for the old Ruy. Okay, this is the main line. I'm going to castle here. And go for the open Ruy. He goes for the immediate bishop c5. It's not a little unusual. Is this a place where you have the center fork trick? Maybe pawn takes. I mean, knight takes pawn, knight takes pawn here. Knight takes pawn. If he doesn't take and he plays the pawn to b4 first, I can take the knight. If he takes b4, then he... Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. I think it works here. Oh, that's exciting. So, what is this? He's got two knights. Of course, he's a piece up at this point, and he's also a pawn up. No, it's just getting his pawn back. So, if I take his bishop, he will take with the knight, which hits my bishop, and then I can attack his knight, which is pinned. And but it'll cost me time to gather that, and he will be a couple pawns up at the end. Weird. So if I take his knight, yeah, that opens up the bishop on this diagonal. I guess I should take the bishop. Well, the other option would be rook to e1 right now. Does he have anything great? He can take there with the bishop. I'll take back. Does he have any checks with the knight? The knight can go here, here. Here I take with the queen. The other knight goes here, here, here. I can take it everywhere it goes, right? Let's just maintain the threats. Just look too simplifying. Pawn takes bishop, knight takes pawn, hitting my bishop. And a lot of material comes off and he's a pawn up in that. If we keep taking pieces. So I do just have to make sure I get my piece back at the end of all the complications here. I am a piece down here. But he's got pieces hanging. He's got 3 pieces hanging. So I should be able to get one of them. And if he just takes the pawn, then he'll still have a couple pieces hanging. You can play b5 now, hitting my bishop. I'll probably play rook takes knight. I'll leave this knight and this bishop hanging. If he takes my bishop, I can take the knight with check and then take his bishop. So there's stuff for him to figure out here. I guess he's going to think for a while. Oh, I thought for a long time too on that move. But it's complicated. What can I say? And just hope there's nothing dramatic that I'm not seeing here. Oh, he just retreats the bishop. So probably rook takes knight. And then his knight retreats, right? And then, let's see, I could try to pile up on his bishop, but it's defended by the knight and the queen, so he can still castle. That's not going to be a problem. And what should I do with my pieces? I need to get my pieces out. Maybe I should play c5, and so if he kicks the bishop comes back to, I mean c4. If he kicks the bishop can come back to c2, and I can play knight to c3. If he kicks my rook, it's just dropping back. I think it's safe to play this. Just gives me a good center control here with these pawns and good development, right? If I can get all my pieces out, then I will have survived the opening okay. Yeah, so now he's preparing a b4 or perhaps, b5 or d5. d5, pawn takes, knight takes. Still looking good for me. So the bishop, where does the bishop go? Maybe I'll leave it there for the moment. Let's bring this bishop back. Well, I'm having some second thoughts. My rook is never going to swing over to the h-file because he's got that covered with the bishop and the knight. The rook would have to go over to h3, and then he can move the pawn, and that's covered by his... it's also covered. So I don't know if the bishop on f2 is doing a whole lot. Don't want to play my bishop to e3 and block the rook. If I play it to f4, he just takes it, probably. Okay, so as a compromise, bishop to d2, get the bishop out. It clears up the square rook c1 for my rook. Opens up the square rook c1 for my rook. And we'll see what he does. It seems like it'd be a shame to retreat this rook here, but I don't really know what it's doing out there. If it has no active role over here, it's just a target. Okay, I thought for too long, though. It's 4 minutes down and only 12 moves into the game. Okay, well, my idea now, I think, is queen e2, rook e1, and triple on the e-file. And yeah, that pressure ought to be good for something. Maybe push the d-pawn forward and get a knight to... yeah, so he did want to go for that. So I was planning to take. It does leave me with an isolated pawn. I didn't actually consider that. And then this bishop can go here. He can keep pushing forward. Okay, but he wants to go with that. Well, that's smart because it prevents me from taking there now and shuts in this bishop. So should I just drop the rook back? If I go rook to e3, he has bishop here. If I go rook to e2, then knight to f4 harasses it, or bishop, but the knight on f4 can be taken. The bishop on g4 I can play f3. So maybe I can still double on the... maybe it's still possible to double on the e-file here. And knight seems reasonably well posted. I keep wanting to line up a battery with bishop on c2 and queen on d3, but it just runs into that knight and the defended by 2 pawns there, so it doesn't seem to be effective. Does not seem to be effective at all. Let's see, maybe rerouting this knight. This knight has no moves, right? This knight has nowhere to go. So, okay, rook e2 is a bad idea then from that point of view because this knight has no moves. Okay, something like queen c2, knight d1 to e3. That doesn't seem all that promising. Or maybe I leave the knight there and play pawn to a4 and try and undermine the pawns over here. Rather than trying to reroute the pieces, try and make use of them where they are. Okay, good. He's catching up with me on time. I hate to be down on time, as well as in a weird position where I don't know what's going on. So if I play a4 and he plays b4, then I do have to move the knight. But the knight then could go to, no, the pawn's on a4. The knight would have to go back to b8. It's kind of unappealing. Oh no, the knight could go to a7, a2. I'm sorry, got getting my numbers backwards, b1 or a2. So pawn to a4, pawn to b5, knight to a2, hitting b4, with the bishop and the knight defended by the bishop. It's a little something. Pile up on that pawn. Okay, he's down to 3 minutes. And he's looking for a way to exploit my somewhat weird weird alignment of pieces. Okay, bishop there. Okay, that supports knight to f4 as an idea. It does. And it gets the bishop out of the way of the rook. Okay, so can I play a4 now? If he takes, I can take with either the knight or the bishop, and the queen's defending the rook, so it's not pinned. If he pushes, I can play knight a7, and it seems like it's worth something. And if he plays knight to f4, I can drop the rook back, or I can trade. Knight to f4 would start to make me think about lining up that battery with the bishop and the queen again on this diagonal. Yep, so he went there. Let's see how he wants to defend that pawn. He can defend with the rook or the queen. Probably the rook. And then maybe I can pile up on the c-pawn here. Rook to c1, queen to c2, that kind of thing. Okay, well I moved that one a little quicker. He's still taking a long time, but he'll probably start speeding up as time gets low. Yep, he defended there. Okay, so rook to c1, attacking that pawn. If he defends with the queen, actually, this pawn hangs. Well, only if he puts the queen on c7. I guess he can put the queen on... he can definitely put the queen on b6. Defend the pawn that way. Okay, so he does go for that. I didn't want to... well, I had to do that because there's a skewer there. So that was kind of forced. Now what do I want to do here? Okay, and he defended with the bishop. I see. Okay, so I can do this. Add more pressure to the b-pawn. I've taken some squares away from the rook. So now knight f4. Okay, he's just giving that up. Oh, he's not giving it up. He's attacking my my pawn, which I want to hold on to, right? Maybe he wants to line up his queen and his bishop and target my h2 square, which would be interesting. Okay, so I need to reduce the pressure here. Let's drop the bishop back. And see if he wants to trade rooks here. He wants to force a trade. Okay, let's do that. And I see. His knight is, well, this goes with check. His knight is coming into D.
Server announcement.
D3 there, which is kind of annoying. So if I protect D3, he can go after it with the bishop. Ah, and he's got rook to E2 as well. Ah, this guy's good. So what does this mean? Means I probably shouldn't play queen to D2, give him a tempo. I could play queen to D1, and that would still protect D3 here. Although it's a bit annoying because my queen is in the way of my rook then. I wanted to bring the rook over to the E files. There's some other queen move. Queen to F1 also looks at that square. Okay, well, I had to burn some time there. 2 minutes to 1 minute. Only 24 moves into the game. But it makes sense, I think. I want to bring the rook over here if I can. I want to... it didn't make sense because he had knight e2. Well, maybe there were too many threats for me to find all of them or deal with all of them. So, let's see. Is there anything other than moving the king? Taking, he just wins the queen. So I guess he's looking to see if there's something better. Oh, he could take a pawn. Instead of taking the rook, he could take a pawn, which is interesting. Okay, I wanted to take back with the knight so I can bring the knight into the game. So I'm down the exchange. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the pawns are the same, so just down a pure exchange. And both sides have the bishop pair. Yeah, now he's going to force some exchanges, I guess. Well, his queen can't enter here with the knight and the bishop the way they are. But I can't do a whole lot either. Okay, so he's pushing those pawns forward. What can I do? I was thinking of playing my bishop to E, D3. Bishop D3, knight to E2. Or at least block this file. Or allow my knight to move. But this knight has nowhere to go, nowhere great to go. The knight probably wants to go to E3, but from there, where does it go? D3, rather. Okay, I'm getting my king off the back rank. So now I can play knight somewhere because his queen and rook are no longer lined up. Okay, he's hitting my knight. He's lined up on this pawn. Let's go here. Ah, that was his idea. So the bishop's defending the knight, but there's a queen invasion threatened here, or rook invasion. Bishop's defending the knight, but nobody's defending the bishop. And if I bring my queen over, he will trade and then bring his rook in. Well, actually he can't after the trade, but, well, I got to defend that bishop, right? I could drop back with the bishop. Yeah, I'm not sure it matters. Okay, oh, look at the time. Look at the time. 9 seconds. Guess I need to move a little quicker. $12 seconds to 10 seconds. So we're just playing on the increment. I do have a passed pawn here. And a pair of bishops, but yeah, he's got that covered, huh?
Check. Check.
I will take a draw here if he wants a draw. Yeah, he goes there. Thought he might do something like that. Now, how can I stop him from going over and rounding up these pawns? Probably can't. Don't have any good way to, yeah, he's going to win that one. And if I push this one, he can still get over in time to stop it. I can play on, but I'm just losing here, so I'm going to resign. Okay, forfeited on time. Anyway, I was about to resign. Good game, pawns win. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later.